Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new edition of Bitcoin Technical Analysis. It is April 26th. It's about 11:34 Chicago time, and this is the Crypto Cowboy, which is not a cowboy. All right. So let's take a look at this chart and see what happens. So Bitcoin pulled back, and you know, I think it's totally normal. If you go back and you have 4 or 5 minutes to watch my previous video, you can see where we've allowed for this wave 5 green to be over at at those levels, right? I think we were thinking at the time that possibly this wave 5 will extend a little bit more, that wave 3 will go a little bit higher. Such was not the case, and the market pulled back. Totally fine, totally normal. And if we are indeed considering that this wave 3 is over, the next move that we're expecting is a correction in a wave 4, so we can complete the larger pattern, right? So this is what's going on right now. What we have is this pullback started at the highs here on 56.40. We kind of had a little dip here. It could have been just a small correction with the move up. Apparently, there were some news that came and spooked the market regarding Tether or whatever. I don't really pay attention to that. I'm trying to watch the charts, and they should definitely respond to certain levels, and especially in terms of the Elliott wave principle, you got to have to stay true to that if that's your methodology, and try to see the market through those eyes, right? So let's say, for the sake of the argument, that this wave 3 is over. So we are expecting a wave 4 pullback. We are on a 6-hour chart, and then if we go down to a 3-hour, and let's see what happens here, right? So and this is where I'm going to look a little bit at the guidelines of alternation. It looks like this move, it started as a pretty impulsive move, right, with the sharp drop here. And it looks like from the top of wave 5, we can have an 1, 2, 3. We are in some kind of a wave 4, and then we should be following down to complete a 5, right? Now, the only correction that can start with the 5-wave move is the zigzag, right? Which is a 5-3-5 move, right? So if we go and we go as a correction, then we should have, because this would be way too small, we should have an wave A coming here, right? Somewhere here, a wave B, and then pull down into a wave C. That can possibly come to the bottom of this channel, maybe 4,600. Now, this would be a pretty deep correction and a pretty large wave 4. So we kind of have to take it one step at a time. It's very possible that this wave blue 4, it might finish a little bit shorter. Usually wave 4 comes, as we've talked about it before, to the area of prior wave 4 of a lesser degree, which is this 4 green. So definitely I would watch this area of 49.69, 4900 zone, 4930, to see what's going on here, and if we can have a finished move here, right? Because this can also be a very simple, just a simple ABC correction, or we can go back into building a triangle here where it is an ABC for wave A, and then you go back, ABC for wave B, and then you keep moving sideways, building this 4th wave. But let's just look here at the channeling where we have a little bit less clutter on the wave count, and you can see that this wave 3 blue, let's say that it's over. Now I'm watching this wave 4 pull back, and if you see this channel, that we've been watching, we kind of dropped to the middle line of it, and now, more than likely we will be able to pull back towards this wave 4, which, if you take these levels of 49.80, 49.90, and kind of the rising bottom line of this channel, they kind of come in the same area. So let's allow for this move to develop here into a wave 4, and we'll see if we will take a form of a flat, if it's this is just a 3-wave move, and we're going to go back in another 3 and then drop back in 5. If it's going to be a triangle, whatever it's going to happen here, I expect quite a bit of chop into this wave 4. So pay attention to this, and let's see how the market will develop. One thing I wanted to show you is we go back and look at the candle chart, and if you can see on weekly, it's almost nothing, right? So you've had, and we are tracking this, this larger move up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So let's say that we are in the middle of this wave 3, which I still think will continue because it needs to finish. But for right now, this week, it's a pretty flat week, just like this week was, right? This week had a little bit of a bullish tone, but for right now, we are contained, within very small range into the market, and market is basically consolidating, trying to figure itself out, and to see which direction is going to go next. I mean, you can go back and kind of look at the small candles here and the buildup that was here. Something very similar could happen right here. If I go on a daily chart and look at the candles, yeah, you did have this big drop, but no continuation yet, right? So you also had this big drop with a little bit lower here, and then the market started moving up. So if the market is really wants to get on a bearish view here, we really need to get going after this and start dropping, lower and lower. So kind of monitor the situation here, combine this with what we've seen over on our wave counts, and looking at this wave 4 as being a pullback, and see what happens. I think on my other chart and on the other platform that I use on TradingView, where I kind of make updates under Crypto Cowboy every 4 hours on the charts, and I go and I was looking at this as maybe this wave 5 not being complete yet. I was entertaining that possibility of this wave 5 not being complete, and considering this basically as a wave 1 instead of a wave 5, as a wave 1 up and a wave 2 down, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now an ABC zigzag down, and now we're starting to build back up. But I don't have a lot of confidence in this count just because of the sharpness of this move. And every time you have, it would have to be a way too powerful wave 5 to, to give reason to such a strong pullback in a wave 2. Okay, so see what I'm saying? It doesn't give me the confidence of a wave 2 because it's just so sharp, kind of going back. So you kind of have to look at this and analyze it, also through the eyes of Elliott wave, but also in terms of common sense and the right look of what the waves are. All right, so just a quick update on Bitcoin. Bottom line, we're still looking higher, either from these levels, or maybe we're going to pull back toward a 4,900 level, possibly even lower towards the 46, but that would mean that we would have to drop below this channel and come lower. Possible for the wave 4, yes, but you would be very wrong. We would be very wrong in our assessment, and not necessarily wrong, but the market, the discount will be invalidated if we are dropping below the top of wave 1, which is 42.30. So if you are dropping below this, then all bets are off, and we are probably going to go lower, much lower. So basically, this is what I have in this update. If you guys like this commentary and this analysis, give me some thumbs up, leave some comments, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys on the next update shortly, hopefully. All right, thanks. Bye.